Accidental kings of the planet. Dinosaurs didn't appear after giant lizards, but long before them, around 233 million years ago, during the late Triassic period, when Earth looked very different. Almost all the continents were united into the supercontinent Pangaea, and the climate across most land masses was hot and arid. It was under these conditions that small bipedal animals, weighing only a few kilograms, began the evolution that would later transform their descendants into the most successful land vertebrates in the history of the planet. The first dinosaurs weren't exactly masters of the world, as they lived alongside crocodile-like archosaurs, giant amphibians, and numerous other competitors. However, approximately 201 million years ago, the Triassic-Jurassic mass extinction occurred, wiping out a significant portion of their competitors. And it was after this that dinosaurs were able to occupy almost every ecological niche on land. The next nearly 165 million years became the true age of the dinosaurs, so long that the entirety of human existence seems like a mere blink of an eye in comparison. During this time, they didn't just exist, but constantly changed, adapting to new climates, plants, and predators. Some species grew to the size of modern high-rise buildings, while others shrank to the size of a pigeon. Some walked exclusively on 2 legs, others on 4, and still others could change their mode of locomotion depending on their age. Giants you can't imagine. The long-necked sauropods became the largest land animals. For example, Argentinosaurus, which lived approximately 95 million years ago in what is now Argentina, is estimated to have reached approximately 30 to 35 meters in length and weighed approximately 60 to 70 tons. To support such a body, its heart must have generated enormous pressure, and its long neck allowed it to browse trees without moving. However, even such enormous size didn't make sauropods invincible, as young individuals regularly fell prey to large predators. This is why many researchers suggest that they lived in herds, where numerous adults protected their young. But while sauropods benefited from their mass, the largest predators relied on something entirely different. The most famous remains Tyrannosaurus rex, which lived approximately 68 to 66 million years ago in North America. Its skull reached 1.5 meters, and its bite force, according to modern biomechanical models, exceeded 30,000 to 35,000 newtons, one of the most powerful bites of any known land animal. Such a bite would literally crush bones, which is why bone fragments are regularly found in fossilized tyrannosaur feces. The truth about dinosaurs recently discovered. However, the idea of dinosaurs as cold-blooded, slow-moving reptiles is long outdated. Studies of bone tissue, vascular structure, growth patterns, and metabolism show that many species grew extremely quickly and had an active lifestyle. Some young dinosaurs increased their mass thousands of times in just a few years, which is impossible with the slow metabolism typical of modern reptiles. This is why increasing evidence suggests intermediate or even high metabolic rates in many groups. In fact, many dinosaurs were much closer to modern birds than to lizards. This connection becomes even more obvious when it comes to feathers. Today, numerous species of feathered dinosaurs are known, especially thanks to finds from China's Liaoning province, where volcanic ash has preserved the finest details of plumage. Feathers did not initially evolve for flight. They helped conserve heat, served as a display element during mating behavior, and could have been used for camouflage. Only millions of years later did some small dinosaurs begin to use them for gliding and powered flight. This is why modern birds are officially considered the only surviving group of dinosaurs to have survived the major catastrophe of the late Mesozoic. The most dangerous life in Earth history. Dinosaurs lived a far from tranquil existence. Their bones bear evidence of severe fractures, bites, infections, arthritis, and even tumors. Some individuals survive for many years after serious injuries, suggesting a high resilience. There are also signs of fierce battles between members of the same species, likely during competition for territory or mates. Even the most dangerous predators regularly suffered serious injuries, as attacking multi-ton prey was rarely risk-free. The dinosaur world was much more complex than the familiar image of a giant predator always winning easily. The end that wasn't the end. Despite their incredible success, their reign ended almost instantly in geological terms. About 66 million years ago, an asteroid approximately 10 to 15 kilometers in diameter collided with what is now the Yucatan Peninsula, creating the Chicxulub crater approximately 180 kilometers in diameter. The impact energy was many millions of times greater than the yield of the world's entire modern nuclear arsenal. Trillions of tons of dust and molten rock rose into the atmosphere. Sunlight sharply diminished, photosynthesis virtually ceased, and food chains began to collapse one by one. Along with the non-avian dinosaurs, approximately 75% of all life on Earth disappeared. It's sometimes said that dinosaurs were already extinct before the asteroid impact, but modern research paints a more complex picture. New datings of fossils from North America show that many ecosystems remained rich and diverse just a few 100,000 years before the catastrophe. Among them lived Tyrannosaurs, Alamosaurs, duckbills, and horned dinosaurs, which didn't seem doomed. The irony of history is that dinosaurs ruled the planet for about 165 million years, and the fate of their entire civilization was sealed by a single object that happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But they didn't disappear completely. If you're awakened in the morning by a sparrow song or a pigeon brazenly demands crumbs at the store, it means the descendants of dinosaurs continue to live among us. They just weigh a few dozen grams instead of 70 tons.